did just about a month ago is we set up a online workshop, and we did a online freedom workshop. It was about 4 hour event that we did last month, I believe it was. And we had a bunch of people show up, and it ended up being really helpful for a lot of people, just stepping into some of the aspects of what actually is helping people get free from narcissistic abuse. A lot of times we talk about, hey, how do you get free? People want to know, hey, how do you actually move forward? But actually getting told like the keys and walking through the actual system, the plans and the process to move you in that spot, that's been absolutely essential and helpful for a lot of people. So inside this workshop that's coming up August 26th, a huge part that's happening there is us actually working with people to help them identify what's going on in the relationship, like how confusing it actually is, the things that are happening inside of it, and ultimately how to change your mindset, your thought process. Until you actually change the story that you believe, you're going to stay stuck in a toxic relationship. So no matter if you're in the relationship or if you're out of the relationship, it really doesn't matter. What we've seen is just going no contact doesn't fix having a trauma bond. Just disappearing and moving across the world doesn't fix the trauma bond. Just knowing everything about narcissism doesn't fix the trauma bond. All these different things, you can know a lot of stuff, but until you actually apply it in a way where it changes your mindset, you'll always be stuck. The trauma bond for a lot of people feels like they're going insane. It feels like they're crazy. And when it actually hits home, the trauma bond is a piece of dealing with hope and potential about, hey, maybe this person's going to change. Maybe they're going to get better. Maybe we're going to get back together, all these different pieces. And then you match that up with cognitive dissonance, intermittent reinforcement, and all of a sudden you've got this cocktail of addiction that keeps you going back to the same person over and over and over again. Like when you're out of the relationship, a lot of times it feels like, hey, there's a little bit of peace because he's not actively abusing you, but it doesn't feel peaceful because you're still addicted. You're still like, wait a second, this doesn't feel right. You get involved with someone else. You go in a dating relationship with someone else, and maybe they're healthy. Maybe they're actually a good guy. And you're like, wait a second, this doesn't feel good because you're so used to the chaos. You're addicted to it. And until we actually change the story that you believe, you will always be addicted to it. You will always go back over and over and over again. So we're actually working on developing another version of the Freedom Workshop. Some of it's going to be similar. There's going to be some differences, but a way for people to be able to engage with other survivors. It's not a webinar. It's not just me being on a live and just talking and answering questions. It's actually like work, like doing homework, doing breakout rooms, doing all these different things where people get connected and they also see the systems and the process that we teach. Breaking down some of the principles that we have inside the 7-day challenge or inside the 45-day challenge, helping people ultimately get free. Like this process is needed for you to be around other people so you know that you're not alone, you're not crazy, and you're not hopeless, because there's people that are getting free every single day. Like this piece of getting free is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. And getting free from a narcissist, getting free from the trauma bond, getting free from the thoughts that are keeping you and pulling you back over and over and over again. Like this part is huge of your growth and your development. Otherwise, you will typically go back. Vicky, what's up? You're out back relaxing, healing, 9 days post-op. He accidentally locked me out. Yeah, no, not at all. I've been saying that it's wild. I consider consistent encounters as an addiction others can see and play with. Yeah. A lot of times you'll have like going back over and over and over. There'll be this consistency and you're like, I don't even know why I'm going back. I don't even know why I want this person. I don't even know like what's wrong with me. And you start to doubt yourself. You start to put yourself down. At the end of the day, a lot of times the narcissist will reel you back in, hoover you, okay? Reel you back in, suck you back into the toxic relationship because they can, because they still have access to you, because they want to have control over you. Like if you're at this place of like, hey, how do I actually break free? That's what we're going to talk about in the Freedom Workshop. You can go to www.rawmotivations.com/freedom to start today. Like the goal is that we actually help give you the tools and the systems and the processes that we use inside all of our different platforms, all of our different levels that we talk to different people, trying to help them understand how to break free. Until we can change that mindset, until we can change that pull of going back, you'll always be stuck. This piece of getting to the truth, the facts of the situation, is the only thing that's actually going to set you free from the narcissist. It's the only thing that sheds light on the fog. Many of you right now are walking in the relationship and you're stuck in the fog. The fear of being in the relationship, or the fear of that he's going to go and he's going to get with someone else and actually change, actually develop, be totally different. The obligation of like, well, I've been with him so long, I might as well stay. The obligation of, well, we have kids together, so I might as well try to make this work. Or the guilt of saying, hey, I want to leave. And he's saying, but you're the person I need. I have to have you in my life. Can't you give me one more chance? And that's the fog, the fear, the obligation, the guilt that leaves you stuck in the toxicity over and over and over again. The thing with the Freedom Workshop is we're having people, when they sign up, you also get access to the 5 Freedom Protocols. That is basically an online course that you're going to be going through before you even get to the workshop, walking you through some of the systems and processes you can have the best education moving into the 4-hour event on August 26th. That way you can know what you need to know the best ahead of time so you can jump in and start just doing the work. There's going to be a lot of different breakout rooms, a lot of different things I'm going to be teaching, breaking down, having you do a lot of different people that will hot seat, will bring up on screen, say, hey, where are you at? What's going on? And work through their problems so everybody can see how we actually do it, how we process. The goal is that we give you as much tools as possible. So if you come, grab a pen and paper because you're going to need to write stuff down. There's going to be a lot of information that we're going to cover. You can go to www.rawmotivations.com/freedom to be able to sign up today. It's August 26th. From 12 to 4 p.m. Eastern. So 4 hours they're going to be running this event. Why is it so hard to get over these people after the discard? That part is the trauma bond. It's the rumination piece that keeps going through your head over and over and over. Oftentimes the cognitive dissonance piece of like, well, what do I believe? Did he actually love me? Did he not? Like, what's actually real? Like, this will confuse you over and over and over again. Life sucks right now. So stuck. Has been more than 2.5 years. I pray for him to change, but always a letdown. So you need to stop praying for him to change. You need to start praying for you to change. Because right now, if nothing changes, nothing changes, and you're going to stay in the same dead-end relationship over and over and over until you decide to actually value yourself. I escaped one narcissist and married a whole nother one. Yeah. A lot of times some people will go from overt to covert. They'll be like, let me find this person. They're saving me from this person. They end up going to another narcissist. It's like my brain doesn't want to believe it. 100%. That's the piece of the trauma bond, the cognitive dissonance. You're like, I don't know what to believe. Do I believe his words or do I believe his actions? Do I believe this or do I believe that? Going back and forth so much is only just a tool to be able to keep you stuck longer. Do they change when they get the girl they really want? No, they don't. Because they're not looking for the girl that they really want. They're looking for a slave. They're looking for someone that doesn't care about themselves and they can just keep walking over. Even if they had that, do they get happy? No, because then they want more. Then they want someone else. Then they want something else. It doesn't fill. Like, you can't fill a bucket with holes. It's just going to keep going over and over and over. Having ADHD made me pick toxic people. I see where you're going with that, but I don't believe that's completely true. There's a lot of people out there with ADHD that are not with toxic people. ADHD did not make you. Nothing made you pick that. Okay. If anything, you probably didn't know either who you were or you didn't have solid boundaries. So as a result, you let toxicity into your life. Okay. No one can change unless they're willing to be honest about themselves, honest about what they're going through, honest about where they are. This is why narcissists a lot of times will never change anything, because they're unwilling to be honest, unwilling to actually open up and say, here's the shit that's inside. Here's the stuff that I really think. Here's the things that are actually going on. Can friendship change them? Genuine one. Haven't seen that. Okay, because you can't force another person to change. Do they think the ideal girl will satisfy them? There's a piece of that of let me find the ideal person. But the problem with that is let me find the ideal person and go to that person, but they take all their shit with them, which automatically contaminates even their version of ideal person and then drops them off the pedestal. Never want to date anyone again. Totally get that. There's a lot of people in that same boat. 3 women later, the new one is different. I see the behavior. I got to go. Yeah. I'm having a really hard time with no contact. I feel so guilty. So I want you to sit down and write down 25 things that he did to you. 25 things that he did that was abusive, that was mean, that was hurtful, and then get ready to sign your name at the bottom. Because when you go back and you say, okay, let me break no contact because I feel bad, you're saying to yourself, you value yourself so little, you're willing to let all those things happen to you again. Do you see what I mean? Like, this has to be so clear to you. Like, all of these things that he's done to you will happen again, and you will feel entitled to it because you came back for more. Why did they give the next girl everything instead of just giving the one they want? Because they're not giving the next girl everything. They're giving the next girl everything so that you see that. It's only your version. It's only your perspective. So like, you want to do something, they do that with the next person. You don't know what the manipulation is. You don't know what the play is for the next person. You don't know what the mask is. I normally use this illustration. Say you've always wanted to go to the beach for vacation. The narcissist is like, no, I don't want to go to the beach. He always goes to the mountains because he knows what you want. And he's doing the exact opposite. So he still can control you. Then with the next girl, he takes her to the beach all the time. You're like, why couldn't he have done that with me? He said he didn't like the beach, but now he's going with this girl all the time. Well, did you know the next girl actually loves the mountains and not the beach? Like, you normally think you know that, like, oh, it's working with the next supply. You don't know anything. It's the same way that people looked on the outside of your relationship at the beginning and were like, oh, it's amazing. And it actually wasn't. Do they genuinely love their kids? They love what the kids provide them, image, or if they're costing them money. They don't really care about the kids, just like they don't really care about you. How a narcissist treats his mistress when a long-term extramarital affair with them. Not sure where we're going with that. Narcissist doesn't care about anybody unless they're just there to be able to serve them. The next supply said he deserved the world. I wonder all the lies he told her. Any lies to make her believe that you're the crazy one and that she should be with him. What if they have a lot of traits but are never mean? Devaluing to me, doesn't try to control like some traits, not others. So never mean but devaluing to you. Can you kind of explain that? Like, how is someone not mean but they're still devaluing you? Okay, I don't. My mind does not understand that. Why do I want to know all the lies? A lot of times you want to know all the lies so that you feel better about your decision. And a lot of that is trying to find closure. If this person admits that they actually did all these things, then I'll feel better about it. You already know the truth. You already know the facts. Okay? I have no closure. You don't get closure from the narcissist. You never get closure from the narcissist. The closure is in the facts, is in the truth of the situation. Okay? It is not in them admitting what they did wrong. He will call me the next day and then act like him abusing me and just walking away was nothing. 100%. And that's meant to do that. So you feel crazy. So you feel crazy of like, oh, maybe it's not that bad. Okay. Ben said they always keep the lines open with supplies. He's 100% right. Mine will reach out to women from high school to reconnect to as many female quote unquote friends. I've been in open relationships before and told them I could see right through them and still refuses transparency. It's more of the high of cheating. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's open relationship or if it's like multiple relationships, they still won't, they'll still cheat. They still don't care. My narcissist being mean and financially attacking while talking bad to and about me to other people. Yeah, I mean, that's oftentimes that's what we see in toxic relationships. My supply to him was his 4 kids. Narcissists can live their kids. Narcissists can love their kids. My supply to him was his 4 kids. My supply to him was his 4 kids. I don't like he had 4 kids or his 4 kids was to you. Like, he probably did that to try to make you continue to like try to get his love, try to get his affection or attention. He's not devaluing or mean to me, very vulnerable and is attention seeking and has cheated and lied. So you don't think it's mean to cheat? You don't think it's mean to lie to you? Like, that seems like a loving, fun thing. I'm not trying to say this to be mean. I'm just trying to like wake you up. Like, okay, he's not being mean, but he's also a cheater and a liar. Is that a person you actually want to be with? Okay, he doesn't badmouth his exes, okay, but he's still cheating and lying on you. Is that what you actually want in a relationship? Like, this whole piece of like they have to fit this certain mold. Like, no, like they have a lot of different traits. I get it. But at the end of the day, throw the traits out and throw the person out as far as like, is he a narcissist or not? Right now, we know he's a cheater and a liar. Do you want to stay with that? It's not a man. All that is a cheater and a liar. Why a narcissist so mean? When you fight with a narcissist, you use the silent treatment. Why? That's to make you come back and apologize. So they're in control of you. My husband's father, my kids abused me because I caught him cheating. 100%. They're going to put it back on you. 3 years abused for having social media. One week no contact creates an Instagram. He probably already had one, to be honest. Maybe not, but he probably already had one. He just didn't know about it. Now he is lying to me saying that I abused him. He's always going to flip it back on you. Like, you need to stop trying to argue and fight with a narcissist. Like, it's not going to do anything different. Do they get worse as they age? Typically, a lot of times they will get worse because they don't care as much. My supply was becoming a citizen after he got what he wanted, and then he's trying to fuck me over. How to make things work with a narcissist apart from receptive acceptance. I feel like that was a radical acceptance, maybe. Well, what do you want to make work? Like, staying with someone who's cheating and lying to you? Like, that ends up becoming your decision, your choice of what works for you. There's not a system that I teach or that we put people in a scenario of like, hey, do this so you can keep existing in toxicity. Why are they trying to exploit you financially? Because they don't care. What's up, Bree? What's up, Bree? It's good to see you. If you guys don't follow, crap, what is your username? I didn't even see you. Yeah, BP Wellness Coach, right? Yeah, there you go. She just put hi in the chat. If you guys don't follow on TikTok, at least I don't know what you're on all the other ones. If you don't follow Bree, you guys need to follow Bree. She's got some awesome content, especially if you're struggling with different pieces, especially like anxiety and different things like that. She's got a lot of different pieces and also some of the abuse side as well to be able to speak to. Is financial supply grade A? If you have them a lot of money, I told her it sucks that I have to pay to be my friend. She says I doesn't see it that way. I wouldn't necessarily describe it as grade A or not. Like you're just getting used. Like, do you want to? Gotta watch what I say. I don't like the term grade A supply because if we're going to talk about grade A supply, you need to know what grade A supply actually is for the narcissist. It means you're the bigger sucker. It means you're the bigger idiot. I'm saying these things to actually wake you up. Grade A supply is not a badge you take to the world and be like, look, I'm grade A supply. It means this person is taking you for everything you own and you are, and you're losing your soul to this person and they don't give a shit about you. Grade A supply is not what it's cracked up to be. I gaslit my narcissist back and it got really confused and quiet. So it works them too. That's hilarious. My narcissist is Disney dad took the kids to the water park today. Never did while we're together. Yeah, no, a lot of it's going to be he's going to do a lot of things to try to convince the kids that he's amazing and you're awful. Started waking up to he was taking advantage of me financially. 100%. He came back and told me that he had paid my rent so I wouldn't have to. So I went back only to find that he was overdrawn and used my monetary resources. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that, but a lot of times we'll see the narcissist be like, look what I did for you. And it ends up being out of your pocket. Okay. Finally broke away. That's awesome. Now I see it. Feel like I'm living with enemy. Any advice? When you're in it, you might have to gray rock. Be careful. It works 50% of the time. They might get violent. So be careful with that. Automatically, we need to start moving forward of trying to get you free. That freedom won't just come with you walking out the door. It comes with you changing the mindset. That's what we're going to be going over in the August 26th from 12 to 4 in our freedom workshop. www.rawmotivations.com/freedom to be able to sign up. What we're actually going to be doing is I'm going to be teaching it and working with it. It's not a webinar. Okay. It's not something where you're going to come like this and you're going to like talk and ask questions and I'm just going to answer. It's where you interact with me and with other survivors. There's breakout rooms, there's exercises, there's stuff it's a workshop. It's just going to be virtual. We've been doing it a couple of times now, so we're trying to get really effective at it. So you feel like you're actually in person versus having everybody try to come to one spot. I think I'm just disappointed in knowing I left one narcissist with his help, and now he's a narcissist. I'm struggling with letting go of the marriage because I didn't feel worthy of being a wife. And he wouldn't have let you feel worthy of being a wife. He'd want to always put you down. Can you please give me some advice from my adult son, now 6 months isolated by his narcissist? We are so worried. So a lot of it's going to be education for him to make his own choices. Like there's not going to be a way to be able to like pull him out of it. Like that's the hard part. What if you punch them when they hurt you emotionally to make them feel something? Then they'll probably call the police and get you thrown in jail. I've seen it happen a couple of times. So please be careful. I can't even count how much money you took from me, like 100 grand or more. Yeah. How do you let go of wanting justice for the abuse? I still can't let it all go. I want him to pay. So I get it. I understand. Like it's okay that you feel that way. Just understand the longer you focus on that, the less healing you actually get. It's like you're trying to heal while you're like dragging something behind you. You're like dragging like a car in park behind you. You're like, I want to heal and I'm doing the work to heal, but it doesn't seem like it's helping me heal. Like letting go doesn't mean they're just getting like everything they want. Letting go means you no longer let them have emotional control over you. That's really what it comes down to, even with like forgiveness. Is not forgiving the person saying, oh, I forgive you for everything. No, it's saying, hey, I'm releasing the emotional hold that you have over me so I can actually move forward. Just realized my 28-year marriage has been a lie, a joke. I'm so hurt and lost. Portia, reach out for help. Okay. Does aging make them become more extreme? Oftentimes it does. Mine pretended to discard me, but it was only bluffing. I showed her it wasn't a game for me and sent her on her way. 38 years married, just discarded my trauma, fit perfectly with his. Stay too long. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Deb, totally get that. The longest client that I've worked with was, I think, 36 years out. She's out now. It's amazing. She's doing amazing. Okay. But it takes a lot of work. Love to be able to help you with that. You can join in with the workshop they're doing. That's happening August 26th. from 12 to 4 p.m. Or just to start you off, you can go to escapetoxicity.com, start off with their 7-day challenge. Links in the bio for that. Why they play the victim? Where should I start to get away while it seems so hard? Why did they play the victim, and where should I start to get away? So a lot of where you're going to start to get away is going to be in your mind. And that's going to be understanding the truth of the situation. He made me and everyone that came to our house feel like we had to be earning our keep or doing something. 100%. I missed the good him, severe trauma bond. So there wasn't a good him. You just got convinced there was a mask that you thought was real. Okay. I'm devastated I wasn't there. You weren't where? What did you miss? What a narcissist strive to look for in his prospective wife? Someone that's subservient that they can control. I feel like I'll never heal enough to be in another relationship. Most people feel that way at the beginning. I totally get that. My ex, after 3 years of separation and torture from him, he apologized to me and is trying to get me back in his life. I've never been so heartbroken. I naturally wanted this, but now all my healing, a lot of times it's going to slow down, is down the door. So then you have to be able to focus on what actually matters most to you. Okay. Are the red flags we can look for in the initial stages? Not respecting boundaries, reacting whenever you tell them no, wanting to speed up the relationship and not being willing to actually slow it down, the push-pull back and forth in the relationship. My narcissistic dad actually got less aggressive as he got older. How do you identify a narcissistic friend? Same way as we do all the others with the same traits. As soon as the mask came off, he was gone. Thanks for doing these live. You're helping a lot of people. I appreciate it. Lori, he is thinking how to manipulate you back. Run if you can. I'm ruined financially, and I really need your program. Do you have any purchasing programs? Yeah, Lori, reach out or send a message. Okay. You can reach out. You can send me an email at ben@rawmotivations.com. As soon as the mask came off, he was gone. What happens when a narcissist leaves you and the new supply is a narcissist? Then they have a really nice toxic relationship for a while. Having a bunch of men, and even told my daughter to be aware at night because I sneak men in to have sex while he's working overnight. Confused about that and where we're going with it. So normal after all the awareness about narcissists, feeling them a narcissist too. Yeah, 100%. We addressed that in our 7-day challenge, escape toxicity, because you're like, wait, am I the narcissist? A lot of times you're not, but it'd be best for you to be able to check, especially if you're like, hey, I have this awareness, he's the abuser. You're going to feel that way. Do narcissist relationships work since they're both narcissists? No, not long term. Crazy. Are we all narcissistic? No. There's no winning, no communication, no explaining, nothing to reach them. It's all control. 100%. 100%. If you guys haven't had a chance to be able to check out, we've got the link in the bio, which is the 7-day challenge. If you're interested in the Freedom Workshop, this is coming up August 26th from 12 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, it's an online virtual workshop. We're going to be working together and also in breakout rooms, also going through with hot seats where people come on screen, where you work through some of the problems there so everybody has a chance to be able to learn, grow. We teach a lot of the formulas that we teach in all of our programs so you understand what's actually going on. And you also get access to the 5 freedom protocols, which is what we actually run you through before you even get to the workshop. Being able to learn a lot of different stuff that we've cherry picked from several of the courses and programs that we have to help move you in a positive direction and give you the tools to be able to move forward. So check that out. Go to www.rawmotivations.com. Right now we're running it, I think like half off all the way up until the end of this month, or we might be doing it the week after. I think it's the end of this month. So be able to check that out. Okay. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a blessed day, and we will be back on some other time.